I've been thinking lately about complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, we know that it's not actually considered a disorder yet. It's not in the DSM or any, what is it, ICD-10 now, I think, as far as I know. And what I have heard maybe next year with the ICD-11, if that's true, I mean, I remember I worked out of the ICD-9 and some with the 10. But anyway, if it is a disorder, I'm thinking that it needs to have a different name for it, seriously, because when you say PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, people people I know, I would even think this way, immediately think military. I wouldn't now because I know more about complex post-traumatic stress disorder, but it needs to me to have it separated. Plus, it's not always post. Okay, the trauma is not always in the past. It could be going on right this moment too. Okay. And also, from what I understand, I could be wrong about this. I could be wrong about all of it. Post-traumatic stress disorder is usually from one event. Although war, like somebody who goes off to war, they might have more than one event, but the event would be the war. Okay. But they might have more than one trauma while they're there. Unless of course they re-enlist or go back again. Anyway, but from what I understand, it's usually one event, like a hurricane, tornado, something like that. But complex post-traumatic stress disorder, at least what people call it as that, is like when you have a lot of people who have been had dysfunctional family and they were traumatized by that. That was something that was repetitive. It wasn't one event. It wasn't one time. And people who have experienced abuse as a child, some kind of abuse, but abuse is not just physical. They, from what I understand, they tend to go on in their life and have more, become re-victimized. Okay, the same kind, a similar kind. They meet and marry somebody like somebody, the abusive person in their life or something like that. So it's ongoing and it can be current when they seek help. It isn't that everything had to stop. Pardon my allergies. It's really bad this time of year. But, it's not like it's ended. It doesn't have to be ended. It doesn't have to be over with for a person to experience, from what I understand, and I've experienced it this way too, to experience this, the symptoms of complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which vary quite a lot. I mean, it can be, and also it can be from one event, but from what I understand, it's usually not at all. It's, that's more the post, like I said, post-trauma. But it can be from one type of thing that just, has more attached to it, like a tree. And it can be more than one person they experience it from, more than one thing, all that, and then some. And of course, the symptoms can vary from person to person, and anything really. And they might experience some anxiety. Other ones might not experience anxiety or panic or, flashbacks. Adrenal problems. I have an adrenal disorder. I had my adrenal disorder apparently since I was a child. It wasn't diagnosed though until I was, 37, I think. So, yeah. So mine was an actual adrenal disorder, not adrenal fatigue, but adrenal disorder, so it was diagnosed. Actually, not more than once. And it's inoperable, so I have to deal with it. But yeah, people, I've heard this, and how many do we know this for certain? We need the experts. I don't believe in experts. I believe, there's no way you know everything on one topic. But we need the people who are very educated, the ones who do this, to say, here you have the criteria to meet complex post-traumatic stress disorder is this, and that. And it's, from what I understand, it's usually a large, rather large amount. It's not one person saying it. Of people who determine this, make this up. So, make this as a disorder. And we need to know. I think they need to get busy and get it. I mean, I'm thinking that, since it's so common of a thought that, yeah, something's being worked on it. And I actually have read different names that this has been called, but as far as I know, it's not in the DSM at all, from what I understand at all. Anyway, back to the name of it. I really think it needs to be something like repetitive traumatic disorder, or trauma disorder, or traumatic stress disorder, but repetitive, because it can repeat, But I think also maybe they need to separate them out somehow. Don't you? Something that shows that it's not the same as post-traumatic stress disorder. It's different it doesn't make people immediately think, oh, well, you were in the military? Something like that. And there needs to be something separate. You see, like I said earlier in the video. But what do you think? What would you call it? What would you think would be something that kind of makes it stand out, and that is something different? That's not that. You don't assume that. Anyway, leave a comment below whatever you think. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would like. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.